All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Golden Kamuy, Season 1, Episode 6. If this episode doesn't start with that dog humping the bear's corpse...
You went straight for it. You went straight for it. Just like the Shiba did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right.
I just love that we had this dramatic, scene of rescue and everything like that. And then also the old guy, Hijikata, preparing for a way to die as he goes out in his last big war, the last time the sword will be useful.
Jojo posing from the back of his wagon with a katana and a gun.
Yeah. Then of course, some hunting time, Hina. But then we have this guy who's like, oh, he's such a big deal, all that.
Yeah.
And the Shiba Inu. And
nothing against how he was set up and everything, but just...
Could have just said sick him, but no, you went...
You fucked the bear up,
But no, you went...
Like...
God damn it.
Yeah. The thing is, now in my mind, if he is trained the dog, in that dog's mind, it was gonna do it.
It's the king of the forest, the king of the mountains, man. He doesn't give a fuck. It's one of those dogs that runs bears off of property.
That dog would be like, damn it, the bear's dead. You can't fight back anymore.
Oh my God. You see that video, that legendary video of the tiny little house cat that chases a bear off the property?
Yes, it's so good. Well, because I think it got a scratch on its nose or something. And then it just chased it.
No. It sees the bear kind of doing its whole black bear wandering down here thing. And this little cat just runs up to it and just full on decks it. And the bear's like, what the fuck? And then the cat just keeps coming after the bear's like, whoa, okay, chill,
man.
I'm out.
I just wanted to search through your trash can.
Right.
Black bear, not brown bear,
Right.
Oh,
Grizzly, brown bear, Kodiak bear, they'll just go, bop. The cat's just a big pasty mess over there.
It's suddenly Skyrim and, hit by a giant cat just goes flying.
Oh, God, the energy this show gives is something else. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into it.
This guy's fucking crazy.
Sure. Whoa!
That's a lot of bears.
And yet you're doing it.
I'm not surprised at all.
I'm not surprised at all either.
Right, epic OP time.
Hunter's soul. Whoa! Nice skill. He's like, you could have given me time to wait a little bit,
Okay.
Aww.
Why am I the one out of us two that is worried about something suffering?
Oh, it's gonna be good then. Or maybe it's not prepared at all. It's just heated. He just... I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
This guy's fucking crazy.
No, he likes to fuck crazy. Whoa. Yeah, he just doesn't want to go back. Yeah. Yep. And he takes the hat off. Nice. Whoa! And burns it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And he's back. Yep. And he's back in that hell. Shit.
Yeah, what does it actually take to earn a name like Immortal?
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Oh no. Hey, you gonna give me time to get over there?
Yeah.
Dog's gonna smell it just fine. It's a hurt, hurt deer. Oh. Jeez.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whoa, whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa. Holy shit. And it's mine. Yep, done. Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. Damn. And they would hear that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very little gets her that excited.
Mm-hmm.
Got a leg? And he's like, I'm out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Yes.
Just, yeah. Hey, let's go.
Oh, shit.
You can't die. Ah! The alcohol's hitting them both in their very specific ways. Oh my god. She needs to cool down, you know.
Ah.
Or she was being annoying, so they just shoved her in.
Right.
Ah, this is the bear hunter, yeah. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I believe it. Oh. Oh.
What is it about, like, as soon as you have the tattoos on your body, you're automatically, like...
A Giga Chad.
A Giga Chad, yeah.
Yeah. Because they were all the people that survived that prison together.
Sure.
Like, they survived
no, that's a good
it.
point.
Uh-huh. Shit. Oh my god. And you just killed him in front of the police. So that's why he's in prison. Oh! Oh!
Fuck.
Shit! Oh! He is a bear!
Yeah.
Circle of life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is my hunter's
At
soul.
least he's not a hypocrite about his, you know,
Nope.
way of life.
Very simple man. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right, they did a full stakeout.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can censor that, I guess. Whatever.
I have to control my boner.
Become a tree. He's literally probably holding his boner, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
shit.
Of course!
Oh!
Oh! Oh! What the fuck is this choreography? Shit! They are going in on each other! Fuck!
Okay.
Oh my god!
You know, if we were to count the number of times that the word boner was said this episode, it'd be a lot.
Yes.
It'd be a lot.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
It would indeed. Yeah. Okay.
Nice contribution to start the discussion right here. Jacob is like, my head is filled with boner.
I mean, like, I feel like that was a large portion of the episode.
I mean, sure, there's
Like,
the hunter's soul angle, there's the whole
yes.
angle of, tracking animals, there's the idea of, the circle
bit of
of
the
life,
cooking and,
the meaning
yeah.
behind, actually why killing is sometimes actually needed in this case here.
No, well, the reason why it's needed in his case is boner.
I mean, not entirely. There was a point where someone was coming after him to hunt him and kill him.
Oh, no, yeah.
And he was just like, okay, you gonna try and kill me?
I'll try to
give
kill
you a
you
fair
right back.
shot.
Yep.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yep.
And they shot and missed him barely, and he's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll hunt you all down and kill him. I like the way in which we're setting up this kind of monster of the week-ish style of things where we have these badasses, these prisoners and such, and
Right.
they're all weirdly off in their own specific ways, and yet they are very simple people when it comes right down to it, because they survived that prison, for one, so they
Yep.
had to have simplified their way of thinking of things down to a meticulous, consistent way.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been died or chewed up, eaten, spit
Yep.
out.
They wouldn't be in this situation and still be alive. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun in-universe way to make it so that way you can have all of these colorful extreme characters. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
And the little conversation that he had with the soldier, who's
That was really
kind
good.
of the
Yeah, I like that.
he's a person who's kind of wanting to go back to their roots, and while this guy has very clearly kind of found his calling, the bear boner guy, his whole thing that he's trying to get him to abandon is basically that, why are you doing this? What is this stuff for the gold? Is this really what you want? Is this
Right.
really who you are?
Yep.
Yeah, and
And
all in all, yeah, he just wants to feel alive. He wants to have that connection back to who he used to be.
and having the dude throw his military cap in the fire, I love that. That elevated him in my mind from being just like, oh, okay, he's one of the soldiers that has like a more specific beef, to now, okay, in my mind, he's one of the main cast, like his arc is going to continue. Which also makes me excited that he isn't at the location of the fight, because I actually want him to live. I want him to, go and do stuff and, so that we can see where his arc goes exactly.
I think we're headed to a place where this story is not about these characters having their stories be kind of ended in the way that they begin, basically. Everyone's going to go and have pieces of themselves lost over the course of this journey, in a literal sense for some of them with fingers and stuff.
Yep.
But I think in a weird way they're built up too much to be killed. I think that if anything, this guy's probably not going to get killed by Sugimoto, weirdly enough.
No, the fact that he already lost his fingers, and he didn't die at the end of the episode, that communicates to me that he is absolutely going to survive, because when you have a character get wounded, that's because you want to be able to have that be a reminder of what happened when you see them later, right?
Right.
If he just gets killed here, you probably could have just killed him at the end of the episode, you know?
Sure. And while we do want to build up, his badassery even more, I think that we're experiencing a story here that is far and away not the typical kind of progression of the way these characters are built up for the purpose of the events that they're going to be involved in. Like he's I don't know, maybe I'm jumping the shark here a bit, but they spent so much time on him as a character here. And yet it didn't feel like we're setting up for him to die. It's we're setting up for the way in which he's going to impact the people that he's around.
Well,
and
sure.
Sugimoto
Yes,
Sugimoto is starting to feel that little bit of guilt regarding the idea of, what right do you have to take a life, Sugimoto? Like you couldn't kill the deer there. It reminded you of you, just another struggler out there just trying to survive. I think he's going to try and adopt the methods that he's learned as well. Well, has he connected the dots with the other people that you don't need to kill them because you could just...
Yeah, they started doing the tracings and stuff.
Okay, so then he doesn't need to kill this guy.
Well, the bit with Sugimoto I thought was really interesting too because, yes, there's the angle of like, then, not wanting, like hesitating to kill the deer and stuff. But the idea that he sees... There's an aspect of him being Sugimoto the Immortal that he actually sees in a negative light. That's what was most fascinating to me because his approach to that kind of moniker has been with a lot of gusto up until now, right?
I'm
Sugimoto the Immortal, right? And that's what he does in order to survive when he's in a fight, which makes sense how he could have conflict and yet have that aspect of himself not be it's contradictory, but it's not like impossible given that he also feels this way, So I want to see that explored because if he's going to go on this journey that is going to involve him getting into all kinds of danger again and again and again, and yet he sees it as this scary, desperate struggle to survive, that's like...
Well, he can see it as both. He can see it as both.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right. Character contradictions, they're great. But like, given that we're seeing this other side that makes there be a contradiction rather than it just being the more straightforward stuff that we've gotten from him thus far, I really want to see where that goes because that feels like it would be something that would bring with it a lot more struggle than we've seen thus far with regards to the premise of what this show's about, and yet there's that whole other side of the show where it's about like the cooking and the and the more like peaceful stuff, and so maybe that's like the two halves of the show are addressing the two halves of Sugimoto.
Right, it's the man versus the beast, and that was
Sure.
kind of the themes of this episode was focusing on the idea that every man has that little bit of monster in them. They've got that dog in them, and that was the thing that the soldier. The Nagitaki guy was having some issue with is the idea that he's like, no, I hated this. It wasn't until that bear kill that I actually showed any kind of care for the dead.
Yep.
Because none of them were really lives that I cared about or lives that I had any value for. So now that he's starting to value the lives of the animal, in this case here with the bear, it's then what's my life? What value does it have? And so this guy here, who's more beast than man, the 200 bear killer,
right,
makes bears have waking nightmares kind of guy. Yeah, he is more beast than man, but he has found a way to live in the wild with the beasts as a man.
Right, he knows who he is, and that's something that the other guy is still figuring out.
And Sugimoto hasn't figured out either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's something that they're trying to drive here is that Sugimoto doesn't have a hard look in the mirror of what an immortal survivor like him really looks like when he kind of taps into that. I think he's just willing to do anything to survive, so he doesn't really care about what gets, killed or what he does along the way. So now it's you're starting to care. You're starting to potentially, value that. And that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm curious how they're going to get out of this situation without actually killing somebody, because I don't think they will from like meta standpoint. But with regards to what's going on right now, like maybe because the wolf ran away. What?
They just talked to him.
To the hunter guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Like they beat him and then he's okay, sure.
Sit still. Start drawing, Ashirpa.
Yeah, I guess.
Talk to us. What are the other prisoners? What are their names? What do you know? They just don't kill him. He has better information for them alive, potentially, than he would be dead.
Sure.
Like, the only reason they would kill him is if they literally could not beat him without killing him.
Right, because he's...
Which they probably will be able to beat him just fine without killing him. He's a bear hunter, after all. He's the kind of person that is probably pretty crazy in a fight, but he's also much older than Sugimoto, so he's not, physically, I would say, capable of really overpowering Sugimoto.
I don't know. I feel like they, with the way they ended this episode with the fight, they very much set up the fight to be something where it's going to be a close call.
Yeah.
And
but Sugimoto's going to win.
No, yeah, Sugimoto's not going to die, but like with a person as lethal as this hunter, right? I feel like it'll really take something exceptional to incapacitate him, imprison him, whatever, get it to the point where they can actually deal with him and get the tracings and all that stuff.
Right, so your question is not whether or not they're going to kill him. Your question is whether or not they actually have a means of doing this without killing him.
Right, because like...
Yeah, I think they've already just shown it, is that they literally just cut off his fingers like it was nothing. Eventually, you just cut off his other fingers. he can't do anything. What is he going to do? Start pumping you to death? Like, man whips his dick out and is like, now I'm ready to go.
I think this guy would definitely get creative.
Oh, yeah, I know. But obviously they're going to beat him. And so it's the... What value will he have in the story if he just dies? Nothing. So it's more interesting to find the way in which the story finds a way to keep him alive, so that he can be this wild ass beast.
Yeah,
of a man.
exactly. You're setting up all these very colorful, energetic characters. So you don't want to thin the herd.
Yeah, you don't want to thin the herd immediately. I think in some ways that's where this show is actually being serviced by the goofiness, because I don't need to take this fight as serious in the meta standpoint of things.
Yeah.
This is about showing how awesome everybody is, about how crazy everybody is.
Okay.
And we're in that beginning part of the story here where all these characters are important. None of them are side characters. They're all main characters of their own little stories and stuff.
Right.
And they're going to bump into each other in their own crazy ways and have chaotic encounters that will lead to them most likely eventually becoming sort of friends. I feel like that's the kind of show this is that it's not about the meta thing as to how are they going to beat these people or what's the reason that they're going to keep them alive. And it's like, well, no, if anything, I would be impressed at any point
if they
in this season if they kill a named character with these crazy personalities and stuff. Every single person that's fought thus far that has a name has not died.
I think, right. Yeah. I think the OG three dudes, Grandpa Samurai, Psycho Helmet, and original Libido person, I think all three of those could potentially end up being killed, because I think they're like
in this season.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that they will, but I think that they are all characters that could be killed, because I don't think all of them will be Nakamud, right? I think there will at least be one of them that will end up dying as a result of all this conflict.
Okay, sure. I think that's more likely than not, yeah. But I'm talking about how in this instance here, the way that they've gone through every encounter and fight thus far has led with kind of a neutral splitting off and kind of a larger respect for each other. And all the other ones have ended up with becoming sort of friends. Like they're
escape artist fellow.
Yeah, the escape artist guy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's a great example of where that kind of stuff happens. Yeah.
You just don't see that with this guy.
I don't see that with this guy. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I had to say. So,
All right.
anything else for you? Or?
The comedy bits in the hut were delightful.
Yes, I loved
That was-
drunk Ashirpa and Sugimoto having
Yep.
very different responses.
Going
to
from
everything.
happy drunk to sad drunk to, okay,
Angry
let's
drunk, yeah.
let's stick you outside the hut so you can cool off. Yeah, wonderful.
That was amazing because she seemed to be okay with it, and yet there was that kind of indignant thing of, I'm okay with this because I am choosing to be out here, not
right.
because
It
you
does
made
actually
it.
feel rather nice. So okay.
Fine, I accept this. Yeah. Love that stuff. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon and get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Persona 5 Royal Let's Play on Twitch. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.